Welcome to another video of how much I love you, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another video, and I will always say that I love you, and I will always need you here to edify our spirit. For our Father's presence. Shaka. Oh, should I continue? All right, let me try one more time. It's by the glory of our Father. And if I can't even think of the good words to say, and I will always give him glory. Always give him glory. I don't even know what song that could be, but hey, that was a straight banger. 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 I just needed a beat after that, and it was straight been a record fire. A straight fire. Fire. My brother. Fire. But welcome, and brothers and sisters, to another video. Alright. Alright, and you know how we do this, and then of course the reason why we're always here. The reason why we're always here is because it's about edifying of our souls. And why do we do the edifying of our souls? It's because we need to understand respect, protection. We need to understand love, peace, you know? And I'm glad that today has been more peaceful than usual. I had a great laugh, more than normal, right? And yeah, I usually don't always what's the word? What's the word? I usually don't always allow myself to smile and laugh with a lot of people in the sense of me telling people stuff about me. But, I think it was enjoyable today. I think it was enjoyable. If I were to be vulnerable or not vulnerable in any way. I did make a mistake on one of my statements. Um I did say, and this is me talking to them also, brothers and sisters. I did say that when I left Amazon, right, it was I had left during break. No, I actually had left after the shift. Whoa, give me a moment, please. Forgive me, my lamp just like I don't know. Was connected to my laptop and basically turned off. Once my laptop turned off, the light went off. Well, but yeah, I had told them that I had left during break when that wasn't true. So do forgive me if by any chance you happen to watch this video. Just a misunderstanding. And that's the type of person that I am. So if I mess up, I will tell you I mess up. I had to think about it like, hey, did I actually leave on break? Or was it after the shift? It was after the shift. Then I came back. And then basically, well, they already gave me a card problem, so from the very beginning, so it was just more so the card problem was always the card problem, so I had no issues with it at all. So, what seems to be the case now? Now, the problem with this is more so the aspect of good and bad, right? And the good of the situation was good work always. The bad being thrown work from people that yeah, that were on their phones. I just never understood that. If I'm not on my phone 24,000, 24/7, you can be on your phone, but just please, just don't throw me the extra heavy duty, you know, because I only have two hands, my left and my right, and majority of you are much more bulkier than me. So it's like me doing all of this extra will kind of make things look a little crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you know. But yes, brothers and sisters, yeah. So for those that I was just speaking with, do forgive me. It was just a misconception of what is the word def or description. So just corrected it now. Um, yeah, I enjoyed myself today, and I definitely asked my father to give me a humorous situation to enjoy more of that, and I did, and I'm very grateful for that. Now, of course, as of the very exact moment to be held in the situation, and it will be in the Chronicles of Saint Luke, chapter 17. And what does it say? The topics for today states, Faithful, do not slouch and turn back to sin. It's a sham. Why is the topic this? Well, the reason it's a sham, it's because you can always be good, as an example, regardless. But it does not change the fact that true, mind you, true believers and believers, there will always be a separation between true believers and believers. And a lot of times the true believers are the ones that usually deal with the things that they deal with, which many people would never understand, right? Solidary. I think that's how you pronounce it. Do forgive me, and if you want to correct me, put it in the comment section. And if you got any questions, put it in the comment section as well. All right. But solidary time, and the believers, they like to be around other people, and this is how contagion happen when things are being corrupted. When you have a whole bunch of, let's just say, three different types of fish in the same pond or tank, right? One has a parasite and a germ and is very infested with germs. And what do you think is going to happen to the other two fish? One can get away, but they won't get but so far. They're in the same tank. You know what I mean? So upon these type of situations, I tend to still always be very careful where I don't tend to go back to the sins of which I used to be in. No matter the amount of pleasure, delight that could come from it, I don't curse, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't fornicate, I don't commit adultery, I don't go out here cursing people, I don't disrespect. I mind my business, and I do the work of my Father, regardless. If I'm wrong, I will admit to my wrong and ask for forgiveness. If I'm right, I don't have to tell you that I'm right and be egotistic about it. My right is more so correcting rather than trying to prove that I'm right. Because when you're trying to prove something, that means that you yourself need to be, corrected. So proving more than trying to upgrade or evolve or edify is always a problem because it's an ego thing, you know? So truly, let's get into the translations of this chapter because obviously I did not write the verses down, but I did write the number for the verses, which still counts. All right. All right. Let's get into the word. And what is the word? The word is from verse 1 through 4, right? And it says what? So Christ said afflictions will come, and kudos to those who withstand, in my, like I said, translation, my translation, of me taking notes. Kudos to those who withstand, but know not to project them on little children. You'd be better off unalived. So, if you withstand problems, don't project your problems on innocents. Don't try to hurt other people's heart because you've been through your hurt. Don't try to transfer your negativity because you're being negative and that person has a lot of positivity and possibility of actually converting you, transmitting you positivity. But yet, some people will rather steal your positivity rather than edifying and uplifting you, knowing that you are more than able to complete this task. It's like saying, hey, I'm good at this, right? And you have a friend, and the friend basically come to you and it's like, hey, I'm not good at this. But if I learn how to be good at this, I could be better than you. And they do everything by any means. Meaning if you make music, they go and steal your sheets of music. If you dance, they copy your choreography, right? Um, what else? If you build a house, they build a better house than you. They go and get your blueprints and figure out all the techniques. Or let's just say they make a machine, a generator. They learn exactly your blueprint, steal your patent, and then basically just claim it as their own. But yet, they call you friend at the end of the day. And this is why, personally, my mind worked differently. I could tell people stuff, but I'm very cautious on how I tell people stuff. I'm very, I have this type of memory where even if I don't remember right away, I do still remember to a point where, let's just say that if I were to give you a description of people and what they wore, you might actually get scared, right? Let's just say something happened 20 years ago. There's 50 people, and I give you the shorts of the person that's wearing exactly what they're wearing, the color, what it is, the size of the shorts, maybe the shirt, maybe the hat, maybe I don't know if it's a bike. Um, I might not give you the exact name of the color, but I will give you the color, the most basic way to say it. If it's red, it's red. If it don't gotta be glossy red, doesn't have to be bold red or bold blue or anything like that. It's just red, right? And it's gonna be kind of scary. But let's not get into that hibby jibbies type of scary stuff. All right? And the next summary says what? So if anyone tries to rebuke them, and if they repent, forgive them no matter. So, like I said, somebody do me wrong because I was doing good to them, and you know they don't get the love that they wanted they're getting. I mean, honestly, we don't know what people go through. So people can be throwing their shade at you because they don't get the love that they deserve. And they don't know how to control it. So they get upset. These are reasons why people gotta be forgiving. Even if somebody is cynical, if somebody committed murder, right? And I'm not here to what is it called? To accept murder as an act of a token of, hey, if you commit murder, I'm gonna forgive you. As in, hey, look, we all do things that are, you know, influenced by negativity. So I'm not gonna be okay at the act of murder, but I will say if you made a mistake, I have more than love. I have more than love in my heart, space of love in my heart for me to forgive you. As long as you just don't do it no more. Now the word rape or grape, I am sorry. I will forgive you, but of course I'm gonna be testing you because especially pedophilia. I'm sorry. I can't stand for that. Not even a little bit. Like, there are a few things that I will let people slide. Like, hey, if you want to jump me, jump me. If you want to disrespect me by calling me words out of my name, that's fine with me. But the moment you involve a kid, understand I got hands. I'm gonna put my hands on you if I don't stop you. Where I can stop you from making a chaotic or a situation from happening. If I can't stop you from actually keeping you bound in the sense of restraining you, I might end up knocking you out or breaking a few bones in your body out of respect, right? And I'm not here for, and I'm not trying to act nonchalant. I'm not here for violence. I'm here for love. But kids, no. I don't even support pedophilia for adults. But kids, that's a definite no. That's a definite no. Like, I don't know if anybody has ever heard this statement where you don't bet somebody. Like, imagine somebody's terrible in basketball and you bet them $100 they become like Superman. You don't want to see a Superman out of somebody that you never expected to be a Superman. You know what I mean? It kind of makes situations worse because you don't expect it, and it gets 10 times worse because the favor is not in your you are not favored in that condition. That's what's going to make it 10 times worse, especially when people back up that one voice when right is right and wrong is wrong. No, I'm sorry. I will forgive you, but some people they need a couple fists to their mouth, and if it's not me, I hope that somebody, because me, I'll be kind enough to put my hands on you, to teach you a lesson. But I'm not gonna hurt. I'm not gonna try to eliminate you. Now, I'll be the kind person. You don't know what somebody else out here will be willing to do. Some people, they will literally unalive you for these type of things. I don't play about this stuff. I don't play about nothing pedophilia related, murder related, robbery related, gang, drug related. I do not play about none of that stuff at all. See me growing up in Baltimore and knowing how people live their life, seeing how people live, not participating in everything, but also somewhat being around those type of influences, like, meaning like there are people that I knew that were people that I knew, right, that where I was close with, where I could have been doing the stuff that they've been doing, and I could have been way smarter at doing it than what they're doing it. Because why? Majority of them, they work as a group, and not everybody would overthink or let alone overlook the aspect of them being able to maneuver without getting caught. Let's just say that, and I will be very blankly honest. A lot of the people that you think that are rappers, they're real gangsters. Majority of their clique, they are working with the FBI, and I'm just gonna let you guys know that they're straight moles. They are straight moles. That's why when you see how they come back out of, they get, the things that other people would get 30, 40 years for, they get like 10 years, 12 years. And you would never know what type of conversation had occurred in the solitary time between them and the investigators and those that basically interrogate them. You never really know how the conversation goes. You never know. But unfortunately, for a lot of other people that still have a lot of faith in your um, super gangster peoples and leaders, I'm sorry to tell you, most of them have already became ops. They became the biggest C's of ops, the biggest cops themselves, more than the actual rappers or gangsters themselves. But let's not forget, these departments, FBI, CIA, they're the biggest gangsters in the world anyways. Same thing with the church. Matter of fact, the church are the mobsters. Hmm? And if you don't see it as I just spoke it, understand this. All you have to do, right, is just look at the history of the police, right, departments, and how it started, and everything that it has involved them in a major way. And then you look at the church and its history as well. And you tell me similarities or differentialities, or is did I say that word right? Or differences. You tell me if there's a similarity or there are differences. One has a higher power than the other. And of course, it's not the police station. It's not the police department. Because they get funded and they have to give all of their reports to the higher ups, which is not police related at all. FBI, which is still a federal bureau, right? But same thing with the CIA. And there are things above that, but we're not going to get into that today. Maybe another video. All right. Well, I will say this: they get funded not by the government, and because we already know that the major parties of the most notorious names of families out here that have the most money are the ones that are funding these corporations and entities of a business under their names. Well, under the names of those that they put as face and deputies of these operations and projects. But let's get back into the summaries, and it says what? The apostles asked our Creator to strengthen their faith, right? And it was told unto them to have faith like a mustard seed, to tell the sycamore or slash sycamore tree to move by the lake, and it will. All right. Now let's get into verse 8, the summary for that. And well, before we do all that, well, we already know the sycamore seed is like the mustard seed. Like I already said, it's the mustard seed. It's just different variations of it. And it's very big and it's fructuous and it gives a lot of nutrition to a lot of things and it gives a lot of homes to a lot of animals as well. So it's a tree, that is basically the fruitful giver of true intent and of love. Okay. Now, verse 8 of that summary, it says, what? But before then, who would be ready to serve before being served last? Hmm? They then disputed and said that they've done this from the heart and non-profit. Key words in that. hmm And it was so, as Christ entered a certain village and met 10 men with leprosy amongst the rest, and they called out unto Christ and asked for mercy and for deliverance. And Yahushua instructed them to go back to their priest, and after doing so, the healing came. He then glorified our Elohim, being a Samaritan. The others have disappeared, and while the others have disappeared, but one stayed, and it was so he received his portion. So some did as they were told, some didn't do, right? And the one that was faithful stayed. I'm pretty sure when they came back, they still gave him thanks, but they stayed. They were like, hey, we can't leave this man. He knows something. He knows something. I don't know what he knows, but he knows something, you know? And what is the next statement says? The Pharisees asked for when the time of the end will come, And Christ told them, it's not with your eyes that you will see, for Elohim's glory is within. There will come a time you'll truly desire the end, but it will not come. Said, you dare ask me, when will the end come? But yet you don't believe in me as who I've come as. So when the time will come, you won't even dare. You won't even dare. Hmm? You won't even dare. Because you're gonna want the end to come. And it will never come. You're gonna want to cheat, right? Just like that story of Hercules when what's his name removed certain situations. I believe I don't remember what the name was. And everybody, I think it was in Xena, whatever episode that was, everybody, people cannot, you know, lose their life. I think it was the Amazonian princess, something like that. And they had Hercules in these episodes as well. People did not lose their life. People tried stabbing themselves. It was so bad that war continued. So much so bad that the people were trying to start war, and they got tired because they just would not lose. They wouldn't pass away. So much that something had to be done because death, and the concept of death, the structure of his purpose no longer was in tune with the reality. And a lot of people don't understand death is a living thing. Because let's look at it what the word concept means. Concept means is a structure of what? A function that gives what? A product, a purpose for it to do something. It's a schematic of something to give a cause to an effect. So just like how our creator is life, but it was his words that gave life and everything else life, even death. So a cause to an effect. Death is a living thing. Not in the sense of, hey, you just don't exist no more. No, it's more so the separation of life. And there are different aspects of life. That's the reason why when we look at the words devil, right? Spell it backwards. It spells lived. What used to live? Because something that is already dead, right? It doesn't have, that means something that's already dead never had, something that's already dead from the very beginning never had flesh. So what died and had flesh that we call devils? And it can be people too. Don't think it can't. Because most people think that when you lose and give off the spirit, right? When you give off the spirit, you go automatically to heaven if you're deemed righteous. No. All of these things will take place once Christ come back. We will go into this dimension of the here and the beyond. Some people say Sheol, some people say limbo. Just know that realm exists and is covered by a hue of darkness because light is nothing but an illusion in this mortal world. Light gives things depths. So when you understand the dimensional fixture of how things are angled, you'll realize that when you close your eyes, that's more so the reality of how things really look. Not in this material world. And I was not talking about the afterlife when I said when you close your eyes. I was mainly just saying when you just close your eyes and you see all of these, how can I explain it? Different portions of images that are not even like coming straight from your mind, but like imagine like you're trying to look through your eyelids when you close your eyes and you see nothing but darkness. But then you start seeing stuff. One pointed key. There are different aspects of perception to light. When you go into depths of it, that's when it starts to get into that witchery stuff, because then you have to start configuring either to your ethereal body, right? The spiritual consciousness, astrologic perception. This is where it gets into that witchcraft stuff. That's why I don't actually want to condone this here, but I'm just giving you guys an aspect of being able to understand that there are levels of different things. Now, majority of what has been allowed for us humans to be able to do is more should have been given more so should have been given was given to us for free. It's not like that. It's not that we were not able to do this and we were not meant to not be able to do it. It's the fact that it would be overwhelming. So without the right practice, right, and the ordinance of what we're given it for it to exist, let me just say it like that, it would cause chaos. So imagine you have the ability to fly as a skill trait, and everybody has the same thing, but you were taught, you were brought people that are experts on this specific teaching from the person who created that skill, and he allowed you to be able to do that. That means it's for a purpose, it's for a reason. It's not for everybody to do it. Because if something exists in this world, right, and there's good that can come from it, right, do you think everybody should do it? If everybody knows how to make nuclear weapons, do you think everybody should build nuclear bombs? No. With great power comes great responsibility. So having the ability to make nuclear bombs, you would be like, hey, we shouldn't let everybody know how to do this, because why? How many people need to know how to make nuclear bombs? Nobody really. Because that's the reason why we're in these problems that we are now, because everybody learned the things, that they shouldn't have learned, and that could have been taught to them. But, humanity, before, being fast in everything that we do, look at where we're at now, you know? But let's get back into the word. All right. And it says what? Mind you, that was actually first verse 21 all the way to 29. So the summary for that was that. And the next, well, my apologies. Yeah, I believe it was. No, it was not. No, it was not. No, it was not. That verse that I just gave you, the numbers, is for the next verse actually. And this summary says, like lightning, Christ will return just like the times of Noah. No one prepared but Noah and Lot. Just like the end days, do not turn back. Remember Lot's wife as she turned to a pillar of salt. Many will be called, but a few will be chosen, gathered by his angels, Elohim. So, just like Lot, she turned back from the city of Gomorrah. There was a lot of sodomy. Do you know what happens when there is a lot of destructions and bombastic explosions? What's the key element that usually come after that? Sulfur. Sulfur. Why sulfur? Sulfur is found in a lot of things. So if we were to think about it, it wasn't like a terrible thing that just popped up out of nowhere. No, imagine having, right, a magnifying glass just pop up in your city with exhuming light that just scorched everything in a very humid place. It's gonna petrify. It's gonna first boom, then petrify. Because there's a lot of water molecules, and what you think is gonna happen with the humidity? So things are gonna shrivel up from first bloating out. It's gonna then shrivel up. It's gonna evaporate. It's not condensation, for sure. Definitely not condensation. It's gonna evaporate. Inside out. But just like the what? The topic. Do not go back. Be of good, genuine servitude and of love. Because when you're gonna be in a situation where you can't turn back and you happen to turn back to your sinful things, you will get caught up again. Remember, the devils, when they leave, they always bring back stronger demons to make you stay in that sin when you fought it the first time and you kicked it out. Do forgive me. But yeah, but unfortunately, I'm not going to stay too long. All right? It's mainly what I had for today. And I pray for you all for your favor, for your good waking, a much more beautiful day than I. And in the love of our Father and our Elohim, I pray for your safety and the potential of your salvation. Be it so unto you from our majesty, from his majesty, from our King, our ruler, and our master. Much love to you all. And always, you already know what's about to come. And if somebody told you they don't love you today, let them know that I told you I love them and I love you. So if they don't like my kiss, another one, another one, another one, another one, another one, another one, another one. DJ, repeat that one more time. Another one. But I know that was unfair. It's a lot of kisses. Too fast. Too fast. You can't stop me. That's understandable. But I'm gonna end it with a good little song. If it's just a song that I wanna sing of our Father's grace today. If it's just a song I wanna praise him of everything that he done put in my way. Just a song that I wanna sing. Thinking about the good of my life, my life, my life. None. I don't know what to say. I don't wanna make it sound wrong. I can't even think my way. And I have been feeling so bad, thinking about Christ all day. Night, night, I, I, I don't know. Thank you so much, you all. Thank you. Much love to you. And take care. Sayonara.